Hey, Dennis, good to see you again. What were
Yep.
you doing back in Cleveland in the spring and the early summer to kind of get ready when you knew finally that you would be having training camp?
Yeah. So, basically when we got back early spring, a lot was up in the air. We were trying to figure out what to do. Strength coaches were on us probably right away with the program, just trying to stay in touch, and a lot of uncertainty with that. But as it progressed, they were on top of everything. And the NCAA, I think, put in a rule limiting the strength coaches' interactions with us. So what happened after that was a lot was put on our shoulders as teammates to hold each other accountable in forms like that. So they would send us the stuff when we would be in charge of making sure everyone was doing it. We were sending videos back and forth. QBs got creative with it and did a Freaky Fit Friday where we'd all dress up and pick a winner from that. We try to make it light, try to make it easy in a time that was really, really hard on a lot of guys and really stressful and a lot of uncertainty, as I said. So as that progressed, we stuck with the workouts. Meeting times kind of bumped up a little bit. We did a lot in terms of throwing and feet and eye progressions and stuff like that because we were still installing a lot. And with the new staff coming in, I thought it was a little bit more beneficial to us having the extra meeting time and be able to meet every day. So in that sense, it kind of helped us. I think it favored us a little bit because we were able to make our installs and really go double up in the film work. So.
Hey, Coach earlier commented that he needs to do it all kind of quarterback. I was just wondering, how are you adapting to the pro style offense that they're installing?
I like it. I really like it. I think
Okay.
everything makes a lot of sense to us. Me personally, been around a few offenses, being able to carry over stuff that we had beforehand when and still adding the new stuff and seeing how it all correlates because offenses are all pretty similar. It's just different ways of running it, whether it's a pro style or a spread. It's all the same ideas, getting guys in positions, with the blocking schemes and everything. But it's just a lot of the verbiage is different. A lot of the styles might be a little different, but I really enjoy it. And Coach Signetti's done a great job, and all the offense coaches actually in making it relatable and really teaching it well.
And what about the shotgun? You'll probably be using that a little more last year, a little more under center. Do you like that, being able to see the whole field and take the direction out from Alec?
Yeah, you can definitely see a lot more. It helps a lot. I've noticed with secondary adjustments, being able to see the corners alignment, because that's a lot. That's big into the QB read to see what defenses they're playing, whether their corners are off and their eyes are inside and stuff like that. So it gives you a better feel of everything. Looking out onto the field, you feel like you can see all the guys and be able to recognize it better.
And one last one for me, just you look around and you see all those familiar faces on the offensive line. I suppose there's not a lot of new learning with those guys. You just kind of get right back to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's comforting seeing that all those guys are returning and knowing that they're building on a great season that they had last year. They're still working hard and not taking anything for granted, regardless of what they did last year. And that's what the mindset you have to have as a returner. And as a returner at a high level like that is, set the bar and then keep raising the bar. And, they get on each other pretty hard. And even getting on the younger guys because they know, in a few years they're going to want this O-line unit to be one of the best in the country for years to come. And that's their mindset right now is to teach these young guys. Coach Applebaum is instilling that in them, and they're carrying on, and they're taking a lot of pride in that unit.
Okay, thanks for your patience, Dan. Go ahead.
You don't have to thank me. I'm good. I'm good waiting. Thank Dennis for giving us the time. Dennis, I asked Coach about the personality of this team. I know you talked about Matt in the room being kind of the chatterbox and a joker. I've asked some of the position groups about their entrances. First off, did the quarterbacks have an entrance to practice? Like, what do you guys do?
So we're usually out a lot earlier than everyone else. So sometimes even before the strength coaches are there to mandate the entrance. Some days we just walk in like it's business casual and we own the place and just walking in with some stride. But the past recent days we've been doing a rock paper scissors tournament. One shot, you get what you get, and place your bets, and then we roll into practice. So nothing is loud or as hyped up as some of these defensive guys, but I think it just comes to the position of needing to be cool, calm, and collected, and carrying that swagger with you.
The personality of this team, jokesters and whatnot, even outside your room. Coach talked about a little bit about there's time for fun and then there's time for serious. How do you kind of sense that even in practice, like when there's a few dead periods? Are there guys that step to the front of the line, or are there guys that also then dial it back when it's like, all right, it's time to get serious and go?
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes with everything. I think, we've been on campus for so long that, meeting with Coach Halfley and stuff like that, we're trying to, make time to have a lighten the mood and give guys some time to relax. And he's done a great job with that in terms of lightening the mood, or, mixing it up a little bit during team meetings. We've been, doing some stuff in meetings that guys can look forward to or lighten the mood a little bit. But when it comes to practice, most guys are dialed in and pretty ready to go. During the dog days of camp can get long, but we've been emphasizing that looking back, April or, whenever it was early spring, that we were begging for this opportunity. And, when we thought it wasn't going to happen even a few weeks ago, we would do anything to be in this spot. So just that constant reminder that we're here for a reason, that, there's gonna be time to joke around and time to have fun and lighten it up. But when it comes down to it, that we're gonna be ready to go when the ball snaps.
Last one from me. In terms of film, like getting into the film room, I know that it's a little bit different because stuff can be so instantaneous now. Just what are the advantages and maybe some of the disadvantages for you too, to be able to say like, all right, we know there's a whole host of film that you can go back for to get ready for an opponent, to ready yourself. Can it be overwhelming? Is there like, what's it like to be able to review all that film and not have to do, the old school cut-ups, as Coach put it, with the cassette tapes? I don't even know if you remember what a cassette tape looked like.
I know what a cassette tape is. I'm not that far out of the loop yet, but never to use them on a film study. But no, I mean, with the technology we have now, that we're able to, type in a code word and it'll give us exactly what we want, whether it's our formation, our play versus this defense, this front, this whatever. I mean, it's awesome to be able to have that at your, at your, your hand. I couldn't imagine having to go through, like you said, the cassette tapes or the old, projectors and just watch game after game, or actually have to cut the film. I took an audio film class, and that's how they had to splice things together, was actually cutting it together. So probably makes the GA's job a little easier. But, in terms of, pure number and pure content, obviously you go back and look at the team and what they're running and stuff like that. But you try to make it as comparable to your offense as you have. So if the teams are the same, you're going to look back at last year's game and see what they did against us. And it gets easier throughout the season when you have 12 or 13 games on tape, when in regard to being able to prepare. Whereas it's the first game of the year, the second game of the year, you only have that one game or last year's tape to go off of. So, but the coaches do a good job of explaining it and cutting it up for us, and we try to repay that and be on track and understand what they're trying to tell us.
And one last actual follow-up on that, because you used to be, we talked about you last year as having risen up through the depth chart and having had that walk-on status way back when, and I feel like that was like years and millennium ago. But what was that when you were doing prep team stuff, or you were an underclassman? Did you ever have to review some of that stuff to learn the other team, to specifically learn the other team so that you could run it against your team's defense, your team's first team?
Oh yeah. I know the year before I got here, they played Georgia Tech, and they had the full, triple option offense going that they watched film and had meetings on. But me personally, even, way back when, as it feels, that I was, almost maybe watching more opponent offensive film than opponent defensive film, to prepare this defense for whatever they had that week. And, I kind of embraced that role for a little bit, and then it got to, this kind of stinks. I'm sick of getting hit. Let's go try to, rise up the depth chart a little bit. But it comes, and that's what I try to tell these younger guys, is that, as much as, it might stink, you want to be in that starting lineup, that, anytime that you're on the field, you get to, put your actions on tape. And, coaches see that, you making plays, and, really just go have fun with it. It doesn't have to be robotic. As a scout team offense, you really got to just be free and have fun. And that's what, defenses want to see. They don't want to see stiff, robotic. The coaches show you a card, do this. It's, do this, but, stick to your rules and play football. And that's what I've been trying to teach these younger guys to do.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right. Appreciate it. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Thanks.